Hey everybody, welcome to Insight Tennis Tour Stroke Series. My name is Rick Oldroyd. I'm the president and founder of Insight Tennis. I'm also the head pro. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about the forehand, and we're going to do a series of videos here where we're going to break down this shot in intricate detail. We want to be able to show you exactly what the tour players are doing on their forehands, and more importantly what they're not doing, so that you can have a clear understanding of the correct biomechanics and technique. Now, there may be some variations with regards to some of the details with each player, but fundamentally they're all almost identical in terms of certain parts of this shot or certain biomechanics. So we want to talk about those fundamentals. Now, one of the first things that you hear all the time, you've heard the term unit turn or hip and shoulder rotation, I like to call it, and that's the very first thing that we want to look at. But before we even get into that, let's make sure that we understand the grips. Okay, so first of all, you've got the continental grip, which is obviously considered a handshake grip as well. And then if you rotate your hand around a little bit, that's an Eastern grip. And if you rotate your hand a little bit more, that's a semi-Western grip. Now, most players on the Pro Tour, with a few exceptions, play with a semi-Western grip. But by and large, most of them use that grip. So what they want to do, or what you want to do first and foremost, is get your grip, get your good ready position here. All right, and if you're two-handed, hit a two-handed backhand, your left hand is obviously going to be on the racket here in my ready position. As soon as I know the ball is coming, good wide stance, to my forehand, the first move I want to make is a hip and shoulder rotation. And notice that gives me a good shoulder turn here. It starts to load my right leg, which is what I want, right? And notice that I kept my left hand on the racket. So I hip and shoulder rotate. I'm taking the racket back with my body, not my hands and my arms. Let's try that again. So from right here, I'm going to just hip and shoulder rotate. I'm taking the racket back with my body. And now I'm in a really nice position here to actually let go and leave my hand out here for balance. And my racket is eventually going to start lowering down into position here. And as I start to uncoil my body, the racket actually lays back, and I pull the racket to impact, and I extend out through the shot, and a nice rotation to finish the shot. Okay. Now, again, the key thing here is to remember that you're taking the racket back with your body, not your hands and your arms. So you keep your hands in the same position, left hand on that racket, and I'm just rotating my hips and shoulders. That makes sure that I get a really nice shoulder turn, and notice my toe comes up a little bit on my right foot. That assures that I get that good weight on my right side, right? So once again, hip and shoulder rotation, and from here, I'm ready now to actually let go with this left hand, and that gives me a good shoulder turn. And if I want to step in, I can, and as I start to uncoil my body, the racket lowers into position. Okay, so from here, what's going to happen now is the racket starts to lower into position to the incoming ball, the level of the incoming ball, and then as I start to uncoil my body, the racket seeks a laid-back position as a product of my uncoiling of my hips and shoulders and my body, and it lays back, and then I can actually rotate to impact. I make contact with the ball out in front, right? And then I'm going to extend out through the ball, and then there's a nice wrap at the end. And once again, if you've seen some of the other videos on the forehand, this is one of the myths, is that they're going to do this kind of a thing at the ball, which clearly they don't. If you actually go and watch that, you'll see that. So once again, by way of review, good hip and shoulder rotation. This is the preparation phase of this shot, of the forehand. So you get your good ready position here, and the ball comes. I'm going to rotate, or I'm going to lift my hand up onto the racket, right? If I'm hitting a forehand, and I'm going to rotate my hips and shoulders away so I get a good shoulder turn here, and if I want to hit open stance I can, but all I'm going to do from there is actually just lower the racket into position, lay it back, and release out through the ball. Okay, hopefully that's going to be helpful for you in terms of the preparation on this shot. The next video that we're going to talk about is what happens after the good torso rotation or hip and shoulder rotation or unit turn, you might have heard it called. But the key thing here is take the racket back with your body, not your hands, and keep your left hand on the racket to make sure that you assure a good shoulder turn, because if you don't turn away from the shot, it's very difficult to uncoil back into the ball. Hopefully that will help you. If you like this video, please click the link below. Subscribe to our channel, Insight Tennis. Also, leave any comments or questions below. We love to hear your comments and questions. And visit our website at insighttennis.com. One of the things that's on the website that I think is a really great tool for players is that we have a video analysis section where you can actually take video of yourself, send it in, and we'll analyze it for you, give you some tips of how you can improve. We'll take a look at the biomechanics and make sure that those things are correct, that are going to allow you to reach the highest potential that you can in your tennis game. Again, I find by and large that the barriers to success in this game and the reasons why a lot of players don't achieve the levels they want to achieve is because of a incorrect either understanding of biomechanics or actually execution. First of all, you got to understand what to do, and then secondly, you've got to execute it correctly. So again, like the video, go to our website, insighttennis.com. Hopefully this is helpful for you. And once again, we appreciate your time as always. Look forward to seeing you out there on the court.